Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lynn from Jessica Lynn Original Studios, and today I want to share something new with you. We were personally contacted by Delton Oaks Resorts in the Wisconsin Dells to see if we'd be interested in experiencing a smaller family-run business, and as an entrepreneur, that caught my attention. Now, I absolutely love that they reached out, and from the start, they were incredibly kind and professional, which made me even more excited to go ahead and experience and check out their hotel. Now, you might be thinking, Jess, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of these big, huge resorts. And yeah, it doesn't have a massive water park. But the question I have to ask you is, does it really need to be? In a world where everything is moving at lightning speed, we're glued to our phones, social media, constant notifications, I'm going to be honest, this place felt like a total escape. It was laid back, it was peaceful, and it really gave me that nostalgic feeling of camping without even camping. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be totally real. I could not sleep in a tent if I tried. I just couldn't. But here's what I loved was that Delton Oaks, I got that same calm, wonderful, unplugged feeling with all the comforts of a cozy lakeside retreat. So what I found was that I actually unplugged my phone. I left it. I just left it. We went for a long walk along the lake. My family and I explored the area. And for once, we sort of just took in the beauty of what is the Wisconsin Dells. I'm going to tell you, it was simple, it was peaceful, and it was exactly what I needed. Now, the only thing I really found was that as a downside was that, if there's a rainy day, this isn't a water park resort. So you might have to think about activities for outside if the weather isn't great. But I'm going to be honest, there's so many hotels in the Dells offering those single day water passes or theme park passes. You could easily find something to go and do fun indoors. So it is a smaller location, but it had everything I needed. And what I loved is that the family is working on building up their business. They are changing things, adjusting. They've been doing a lot of renovations. And it really did feel like a home. And we had the bonus of lakefront. I mean, literally, we were up on the second level and we could see the lake from where we were. Besides just the regular rooms that they also offer lakeside villas. They have some vacation houses, which could be perfect for families and groups. They have a ton of modern amenities. They have the classic Wisconsin Dells charm and gorgeous lakefront decks. Like, you could literally go out to the water. So you can see I'm just heading upstairs so we can take a look. This is from across the way. So this is the rooms that we're in. And you can see straight across there's some rooms there that they offer, as well as there's a pool seasonally. So if you're like, I'm not a lake swimmer, that's okay. They have a regular pool as well. You can see the road that we're on. It's actually a very quiet, almost dead-end street. I mean, there are some homes, but it was not, I think the number of cars I could count on one hand. There were like 3 that we saw the whole time. Now, again, we were here in March, right at the very end of March, so almost April. So very quiet. Some of their lakeside villas, I want to tell you, they do have places that sleep up to 10 people, and they have an A-frame that sleeps up to 18. So if you're looking for a different kind of vacation where you can go, have kind of like a mini family reunion, go to the lake, they do cookouts, you can see there's campfires. If you go look at their website, I'll put the link down below for you. They also do during the summer events, like there's something coming up where they're going to have a whole bunch of different baseball leagues that are going to be coming and playing against each other. And then I saw on their social media, they also do a full, where they have bands and music and singers that will come and actually sing down there and put on a show right by the water. So again, very different than a water park vacation, right? So if you're thinking, the kids have to go, we have to go to water slides. Maybe is it time to take them on a different kind of adventure? One thing we love to do is sometimes we'll split up our trips because it feels like 2 different vacations then. So maybe you do a more relaxing for like 2 or 3 days, and then you go and do water parks for 2 or 3 days. Just different ideas. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take you on a tour of the room that we were in. And our room had 3 queen beds. and it had a full kitchen, 2 bathrooms, 2 big TVs, and lots of space. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that in just a moment. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the room. Now, people might say, is this a winter location? Is this a summer location? I think both of them have 2 very different sort of moments, if you will, right? So for us, because during this trip, we couldn't go and swim in the lake. We could go hike around the lake, but we couldn't go swim in the lake. So what we found is that you can see there's extra bedding over in that little cabinet. There was a full couch that actually pulled out as well. And you can see they went through and remodeled. There is 1 queen bedroom, television. We'll just turn a little bit so you can see there is a full galley kitchen, which is amazing. Like, you could bring your own food. We've talked about doing that like at the Wilderness or other locations. 2 bathrooms. Obviously, there's a walk-in shower, and it's a 0 entry kind of walk-in shower, so you don't have to worry about being able to step up and out. You can see there is a full sink, potty, whole fun stuff. One thing I do love that all the hotels are doing, though, is they're doing like the little small black makeup towels, so they had those too. Let me just show you over here out this window. Again, see, just beautiful in the summer. This would be just such a nice place to kind of walk and hike. And if you're trying to get an idea of where we are, we're literally just behind at the lake level where Noah's Ark is, and also kind of over by Wilderness on the Lake area. So if you're just trying to get an idea. Full stove, full microwave. They had dishes, everything. If you need that stuff, you just have to go and get it from the main office. So if you are planning on cooking or anything like that, just request it ahead of time. There's a place to eat, hang your stuff. And again, I am a big fan of having this available. I have kids, so it's definitely one of those things where, you know, I want to make sure that if they're like, oh, Mom, these are my favorite foods, can you cook some of that? And again, you have to request like all the stuff down at the main office, which not a big deal. Totally easy to do. There were some paper plates and cups and stuff though too. All right, let me just turn here for you. Full fridge, so full bottom and freezer. So plenty of space to put stuff. So let me just show you that real quick. And it's a full size. So this isn't one of those little ones. So if you go out to eat, like downtown Dells or somewhere else, you could bring that food home and reheat it. I do like that each side of the bed had its own individual light, which was really nice because if I wanted to read or relax, for us, we did take over this room here and we actually ended up having a movie night. And you can see again, full shower, full bathroom, the whole bit. And it looks very newly renovated. I will say we ended up spending the night hanging out watching movies. We watched Pirates of the Caribbean 3, and then we also had a couple of board games that we brought and some card games. And the kids just had such a different kind of fun experience with us. Sometimes when you go to those water parks, you don't necessarily take the time to kind of come back together and just sort of talk and communicate. And like I said earlier, you know, with my cell phone, with this, with that, sometimes it's so easy to forget to just take a few minutes and just be together. And I found that that was really what we had from this experience. And we've gone to the Dells many, many times. If you've watched our channel, obviously you know that we go there all the time. And, you know, for us, it's really about finding that different sort of feel. How can I kind of stir up our vacations? How can I make those memories that, you know, 20 years from now, my kids will say, oh, Mom, do you remember that time we stayed, you know, at Dalton Oaks and we went and we played card games all night. We watched Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's just a different kind of vacation, you know, and for me, and I'll be the first one to say it, my husband did a lot more camping and more of this kind of vacation than I ever did growing up. But after spending, you know, the one night here and sort of experiencing that a little bit more, I was really intrigued, you know. Now, I had gone to the Dells many times when I was a kid, and they didn't have all the water parks that we have now. But it's amazing how fast you forget about that as you grow up. So, I do love the idea of having the fire pit. I think this would be fun. With little kids, though, I'd be a little scared. Just keep an eye on them, because obviously it's a big open fire pit, so just be careful. But they do that. They also have the pool across the street. So I think let's go ahead and we will take a walk across over to the lake right now because I want to show it to you. There was a grill. Again, we weren't in season. But if you are planning ahead, if you were going to cook something on the grill, I'm sure if you talk to them, they would be able to make arrangements. All right, so let's go ahead and take a walk across the street. Now, this is that area where I told you, see, there's like a cars drive here, but it was so quiet. There wasn't a whole lot. Now, I don't know. I haven't been there in the summer. We're hoping to go back again this summer, so potentially we'll be able to see, is it more busy? Is it still pretty quiet? I mean, that was the first car we had heard all day. This is just a quick view so you can get an idea of what it looked like. Let me just scan. And they do have some new palm trees coming in this year, so they're going to be redoing some landscaping, so they are very excited about that. Now, as we get over this way, we're going to take a walk, and they do have a private sandy beach, so you can sunbathe, build sand castles, splash in the water. They also have kayak and pontoon rentals, so you could actually go and explore Lake Delton's scenic shoreline. And they also have fishing and dockside relaxation, so you could hang out by the water. And truly, it's about laid-back life. So, making it an ideal escape from those big water park crowds, to be honest. As we get over here, we've got more rooms. Some of these rooms, actually, you can see when we get around over there, they actually look right out on the water. So again, those could be an option. But depending on when you book, they do their best to accommodate, they said, but obviously, they can't always accommodate every request. Now, we were there at the beginning of the season, so they haven't even opened up the full beach yet, or the rooms right on the lake. So that will be coming soon. So that's why the docks are still kind of out of the water still. But look at all the little feet, how adorable. Now, what makes this location really special, I personally feel, is that it's run by a family. You know, they do all the work on it. So it really is sort of that Bert from Mary Poppins. They're doing a little all of it. And I love being able to support small business. I love to be able to support entrepreneurs. It's exciting to see, you know, this family sort of gravitating toward this business and doing their best to make, you know, such an amazing business here in the Wisconsin Dells and offer a very different type of experience. You know, beautiful lakeside mornings. You can come to slow down, reconnect, and just enjoy the moment. Now, from this area, I do want to share that I think last summer when we were there, off to the left, and I don't scroll over there, but over there I believe is where the path is for the Wisconsin Dells Ducks. And so I do remember kind of being in this area over the summer, and so I really can't wait to go back just to sort of experience the difference. Obviously, it'll be more crowded on the lake. It'll be interesting to see all the people at the different hotels. But, you know, to have a family who is now celebrating 10 years of doing this, that's what they have on their website, which, you know, something to be said about a family really working together to build something amazing. And especially, you know, working in customer service, it's tough. It's a tough business. And so it's exciting to see that. It's exciting to see a camping but not camping experience. Like, I love that. For me, like I said, I couldn't sleep in a tent. So for me, this was as close to a nature type vacation as I probably would experience. Now over here, they haven't done all of the beach combing yet, so that's coming. Like I said, we were here literally right at the end of March, beginning of April. But these rooms, if you look in there, they have all been redone as well. And these are so cool because you literally open up your windows and your view is the lake, upper and lower. And then you can see the lower ones actually have grills on them as well. And they have their own picnic table. I mean, how fun is this? You kind of just roll up, have your own little space. You could make your own dinner hanging out there. Like I said, they're coming to clean up all their beaches because we're getting ready for summer season. I cannot believe we are already in April, which has just arrived too quickly. But you can see, I mean, it was just such a beautiful day, and to have sort of this calm space to walk around in, it was really lovely. So for me, whenever I go to the Dells, even if I stay at the Wilderness, here, wherever, go on the Ducks, whatever, I always think about Henry H. Bennett. So he was a pioneering photographer, and he created these amazing, beautiful, captivating images of the Wisconsin Dells. And that's what I see. You know, just that beautiful, lush green, wonderful lake, all of the sandstone. And what I love is that it was so nice to just go here. Like, I could actually picture coming back and hanging out with my kids and maybe painting down by the lake, or maybe drawing, or doing some photography. And so I feel like it's just more of a creative space for families. Now, is this hotel for everyone? I'm going to probably say no, right? There are some of you that are going to say, man, the water parks, that's it. That's our thing. That's what we do. That's why we go to the Dells. That's okay. You know, that's okay. There's no wrong answer. Here's the thing. This location is very different from the water parks. But if you are open to something a little bit different, a little more on the traditional Wisconsin Dells side, you know, something that feels a little more like you did when you were a kid. You know, I can tell you when I walk around here, it feels like I could picture my dad and my mom hanging out here, taking us here for a quick little vacation. You know, maybe we go to Robot World. I'm trying to think. Or maybe we go to Tommy Bartlett Water Show. Maybe we go to, I'm just trying to think of like the older things from when I was a kid. But that's what it reminds me of, you know, and my kids had never experienced anything like that. So to have that sort of feel like I did, where it was a little calmer, it was just a little quieter. Like I loved it. But if water parks are your thing, I would probably book your water parks. You know, if you're thinking, you know what, let's go try this. Maybe you'd book it for 1 or 2 nights and experience it. You know, the other thing I really liked is that if there were any issues or problems with anything, we reached out to the owners and said, hey, I have a question about this. And they said, oh, pots and pans. They're down here at the office. That's where you'd get those. So what I liked was, rather than being a large company where I couldn't kind of communicate and get answers, I had to wait, and then they would have to apologize for not doing something. The owners were like, not a problem. Or here's why this is like this, or here's what we did here, or here's, you know, anything. And they were very kind, and they did have where we could text them. So they were responsive whenever we wrote, which to me, even though there were normal, let's say, business hours, just being able to reach out and say, hey, question mark, what is this? Or what is that? That's what you want in a place like this, you know, and there's a lot of this level sort of, or this experience type hotel. But like I said before, I am planning on going back this summer. I'd like to capture this experience to be able to share with you. Show me what it looks like in the winter. Now show me what it looks like in the summer. So it is definitely on our list. So whether you're looking for adventure or relaxation, or maybe a little bit of both, I do believe that this resort is a perfect place to make new memories with the people that matter the most. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe for more travel adventures by Jessica Lynn Original Studios. And then let me know in the comments, what is your favorite way to relax on vacation? I look forward to seeing you all again. I'll pop up a couple more videos for you to watch. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you again real soon.